So I'm here at the bottom of the portage here on French Lake, and I happen to look down. Look what I found. A tiny little morel mushroom. That's great. I'm not going to be able to keep it fresh until I can eat it, so I'm just going to leave it here. Now, this is the first of a couple of lake trout lakes. So I'm going to rig up my rod so I can troll my way across. See if I can pick up a fish as I go. Black flies are really bad. I got to get out of here. Just wanted to show my first Gillis Lake trout. About 14.5 inches. There he goes. Just going to show you what I was using. It's a Rapala Countdown. I don't remember what size. I've had it forever. And I was just casting it across this wind-blown point. Seems perfect, so I'm going to keep at it. Well, that point is hot right now. Took a few more casts and I came up with one more fish. This one about 16.5 inches. I decided to take this into possession and eat it tonight because when I was trying to unhook it, all at once it flopped really hard, flopped out of my hand, hook came out of its mouth, and it was flopping around on the rock over here. So I thought that was a lot of trauma. Didn't want to try and release it. Decided this would be the one I eat now. Didn't get it on film because my battery power is limited, so can't keep it rolling all the time here in the wilderness. There's a bunch more points like this that I passed on my way to this end of the lake where they jut out, rocky points, and the wind is raking right across them. I have a feeling there's more fish to be had, so let's go check it out. Well, that was exciting. Just as my spoon was getting up near the shore, this guy nabbed at it twice, missing it before it hit it finally the third time. Oh my gosh, they are a vigorous fish. Caught it on my Al's goldfish. Well, I got the fire going, and pretty soon I'm going to put that trout on there and roast it for lunch. I wanted to take a minute to explain what I'm doing here now, though. If you're at all familiar with lake trout, you might be thinking, well, those are fish of the deep. What are you doing fishing up shallow, and why is it working? Well, the answer is a little complicated, but ultimately simple. Most of the open water season, these lake trout are down deep because that's where they can get enough dissolved oxygen to breathe and survive. But early and late in the year, when the water is cold, there's enough dissolved oxygen for them to be able to move around wherever they want, eat whatever they want. Because when they're stuck out deep in many of the lakes in this region, all they have to eat are the little invertebrates that are the bottom of the food chain. And that's not ultimately all that nutritious. It's a lot of work for little reward. They grow slow, and they don't ultimately often get all that big. But now, when the water's cold, they're in the shallows, they're looking for minnows, little perch, stuffed with a lot more calories and nutrition, a lot more bang for their effort. So that's why I'm here now. That's why I'm fishing in the shallows. I'm here to meet them with the minnow meal they think they want. Well, that was a great lunch, and I decided to leave Gillis Lake. I'm going to head over to Bat Lake, which is the next lake over, another lake trout fishery. It also represents one big step toward being on my way out of the wilderness tomorrow morning. So decided to make the leap. I'm super glad I came to Gillis Lake. It's a stunningly gorgeous lake. I had no idea. I caught fish, I ate fish. I feel completely fulfilled. So I'm ready to move on. Thankful to Gillis. All right, onward. So I mentioned earlier how I caught that trout I ate for lunch on an Al's goldfish. If you don't know about Al's goldfish, maybe you should. They've been around for decades. It's an all-American company and they've caught a lot of fish. Now this one's the original design. There are several different designs now, different sizes and finishes, but this is the original. And this is in a copper color and it's a ½ an ounce. Now there are several reasons I like this lure. The first is it's extremely castable. It really reaches out there. Also, the action is a side-to-side wobble. It doesn't turn circles in the water, and so you don't need a swivel. And I also love these metallic finishes. When it's being retrieved through the water, it's hard to see it from any angle without seeing a lot of flash. And I think that's a real asset in these clear, cold trout lakes. Lots of flash, brings those fish in from afar. So that's Al's goldfish. And no matter what you're fishing for, they probably have something to fit your needs. So why don't you check them out online? I'll leave a link down below. Okay, we're going to chalk up another one for Al's goldfish. Oh, this trout was hot for this spoon. I saw it as the lure was approaching the canoe. It swiped and missed twice. I let it back down and he just attacked it. This is the biggest trout of the trip. Look at that. What a beauty. I'm going to work on getting the hook out here. Oh boy. It's about an 18½. Nice way to end the night. Nice way to end the trip here on Bat Lake.